If you're not using this AI-powered trade finder and you're trading right now, you're probably missing out on thousands of dollars of potential profits. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use this brand new AI-powered trade finder to literally find option trades with proven track records as high as 1,729% and nearly perfect win rates. So let's dive in. All right, everyone. So I have the AI-powered trade machine up here, and in this video, I'm going to show you three things primarily. Number one, I'm going to kind of break down why trade machines are number one tool to use to help with our option trading. Number two, I'm also going to show you that even if you're a total beginner at option trading, this is probably one of the best things you can have access to. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you how you can get access to try this out for dirt cheap. Basically, we're going to start here on the Today tab, and I want you to kind of think about it like this. Imagine if you had access to like one of the smartest Ivy League grad students that worked on Wall Street for a couple years and now all of a sudden decided to come help you find your option trades every single morning for you. That's basically what Trade Machine does, but it does it on a whole nother level. So every morning it scans the market for thousands and thousands of different stocks to see if they qualify for these different technical setups. So you can see we have these buckets here. So MACD momentum, fade the dip, buy the sell-off, bullish burst, bearish burst. So all these kind of like crazy charting, technical analysis things people do, Trade Machine can pretty much scan for all of those for thousands of stocks in a matter of minutes. So when it does that, and when it scans the market for those thousands of stocks, it'll find a couple that trigger for these different technical setups, and then it'll run back tests to find the absolute best option trade strategy for you to use to maximize your proven cumulative return and maximize your win-loss ratio. So that's what you see in these buckets here. So for example, if we're looking at buy the dip, you see the ticker ACIU here, 3 wins, 1 loss for cumulative return of 347%. We can go to bearish burst and we can see BRY, 6 wins, 2 losses for a cumulative return of 627%. We can go over here to some more advanced stuff like diagonals for TIGR, 3 wins, 0 losses for a cumulative return of 436%. And then we have some like pre-earnings plays for like base, 6 wins, 0 losses for a cumulative return of 369%. So now we're going to dive into those and actually see, okay, what is the exact strategy that we're recommending? So I pulled up base here. We'll start with base. So you can see we have this nice little square here, and inside it goes more in detail on the exact setup. And you can see that it lists every single option trade that you would have had to take to have the 6 wins, 0 losses for a cumulative return of 370%. And of course, it tells us the exact trade to consider. So this one specifically, it's telling us we want to go along the 40 delta calls. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. I'm going to show you in a second. You want to go along the 40 delta calls, 30 days to expiration with a 40% limit on it, meaning that once you're up 40%, you take those profits, and you want a 40% stop at the same time, meaning if your position goes down 40%, you just exit it. So if we click the option chain here, it'll show us the exact trade we want to look at. So if we're looking at the 40 delta calls that expire in 30 days, we can see here, this is obviously the closest to 30 days expiration. And then in terms of the call delta, they have your call deltas listed, call or put delta, listed over here to match what they're trying to tell you. So if we want the 40 delta calls, we want to find the strike price that's closest to 40, which would be these here, which is the 32 call delta, which would be the June 21st 30 strike calls. And that's it. That's how you get your trade idea. And now we could do this for a bunch of different setups every day. So we got this one here, IGMS, 7 wins, 4 losses for a cumulative return of 245%, 50% limit, 50% stop. Pull up the option chain here. We obviously want this one here. What's closest to 40 delta? I would take probably these here. The June 21st, 12.5 strike calls. And they have way more complicated setups here if you want to dive into this. This is a diagonal setup. We're not going to get into the weeds of those, but if you're someone that's advanced and you want to see some really, really cool kind of options spread strategies, they dive into that as well. And not only that, there's a lot of other features here too that I won't get too much into today because they're definitely more advanced, but this backtest feature is really, really powerful. So I have one kind of pre-pulled up here for you on Meta. So imagine like you're, let's say, really bullish on Meta, and you want to figure out what is the best proven option strategy I can use to maximize my profits trading Meta because I think it's going to go up. And you can see over here, you can select all these different strategies to test, whether it's calls or call spreads or straddles, strangles, iron condors. Again, this gets really advanced. You can set certain things like don't trade around earnings, close when certain technical things happen, all sorts of crap. And specifically, we have this kind of technical setup right here. And if you had followed this strategy, you would have had 37 wins, 17 losses, which is basically a 68% win rate, for a cumulative return of 1,430%. So, and you can do that for any ticker you want. It's really, really crazy. Not only that, they have this really cool, basically chat GPT, where let's say like, what is the best option strategy to trade, like, I don't know, NVIDIA, right? It'll do some testing and then return you all these different trade ideas you could have used to trade NVIDIA. So let's say, let's check out this one here. So this is like a custom diagonal on NVIDIA, which has 5 wins, 2 losses for a cumulative return of 441%. That's a little complicated. Let's get something easier. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this pre-earnings play. So this is like a pre-earnings play here on NVIDIA. 7 wins, 5 losses for a cumulative return of 507%. So you can, again, do that for any stock you want. So this is a really, really cool tool for those of you that are into option trading or you want to get into option trading. I know the founders really well, and if you guys want to try this out kind of like on a trial basis, if you go online, like normally this is, I think they priced it like $149 if you go Google it. But if you want to try it out for $9 for 9 days, I'll put a link in the description of this video or in the comments. And you won't be able to find this if you Google it because they don't have it anywhere. They're only doing this for a little bit. But you can try Trading Machine out for $9. If you like it, great. If you don't, you're out $9. But it's a really, really cool tool once you learn how to use. And they also have a community here where a bunch of the people that use it are like basically talking about trade ideas all day long. So we go in here. They're basically talking about trade ideas all day long. One of the co-founders is a really, really good option trader, and he's in here a lot too. So really recommend trying out Trade Machine if you're into option trading and you need that like little edge that just helps make your life a little bit easier, because who has the time to like scan for all this stuff every day? I know I don't, but if you want to try it out, you can try it out for $9. The link will be in the description of the video or somewhere in the comments. You won't find it if you're Googling it because they're only doing this for, I don't know, probably a couple days or a couple weeks or so. And I know the co-founders really well. So highly recommend giving it a try. And we'll see you in the next video.